Good afternoon, dear colleagues. We continue our working day, and I give the floor to first Deputy Monitoring Mission of OSCE, Alexander Hug, who is today by Skype.
I hear you loud and clear. Can you read me?
Yes, we can hear you. We are ready to listen to your report. Please.
Thank you. I'm speaking to you today just northeast of Donetsk. I have been in the Donbas region for the past 3 days as part of a week-long trip to assess the situation and build up on some recent positive momentum. So far, what I've seen does not entirely encourage me. One can never be categorical in such matters, as the level of violence ebbs and flows. Since Easter, however, there has been a definite improvement in the security situation. We also had some positive political messages from Berlin and Minsk. As a result, I had hoped that concrete actions would have been taken on the ground to make the partially restored ceasefire more sustainable. I am less hopeful today, however. Yesterday, we registered a threefold increase in the number of ceasefire violations compared to the previous day. Government-controlled Avdiivka and areas around Donetsk airport were particularly violent. Initial reports suggest that 3 Ukrainian armed forces soldiers were killed and others injured, one seriously. We have always noted the connection between restrictions on the SMM and violence or other breaches of the Minsk agreements. Last Friday, the so-called DPR disabled 2 SMM cameras in the area where most of the violence happened yesterday. Although we could not see what was happening in the area at night, we can clearly see that certain people are intent on hiding things from public view. We saw something similar in so-called DPR-controlled Horlivka on Wednesday. An SMM unmanned aerial vehicle observed 20 infantry fighting vehicles and a number of fuel and military-type trucks at the rail yard in the city. Immediately afterwards, the UAV's global positioning system was jammed, forcing the ground crew to land the UAV. And yesterday, another UAV was actually shot at near government-controlled Pokholovienka, about 50 kilometers southwest of Donetsk. Initial analysis of retrieved footage from the UAV revealed the presence of trucks loaded with ammunition boxes hidden in nearby forest and an object which appears to be a towed artillery piece. This weapon was just inside the 25-kilometer withdrawal line.
Ми щойно втратили зв'язок з Олександром, спробуємо його відновити.
We lost connection and we'll try to restore it.
Шановні колеги, ми зараз спробуємо відновити зв'язок з паном Олександром через телефон.
Dear colleagues, we try to restore connection. Please stay on.
Нас чути?
Which sentence? Hello, Kiev?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us well?
Yes, I apologize.
Please go on then.
Okay, and what was the last you heard from me?
SMM UAV was shot
And
at near
yesterday-
government control.
And yesterday, another UAV was actually shot at near
Ще один
Yalenka, about 50 kilometers southwest of Donetsk. Initial analysis retrieved from the UAV revealed presence of trucks loaded with munition boxes in a nearby and an object which appears to be a towed artillery piece. The weapon is just inside the 25-kilometer withdrawal line. The danger posed by mines and unexploded ordnance was made clear on Wednesday, government-controlled Pavlovil, northeast of Mariupol. The death of 4 Ukrainian armed forces soldiers, the injury of another 3 from a mine is a stark reminder to do more. It also adds to my sense that the fight is out of time. Coming on top of the deaths in Avdiivka and unconfirmed reports of others, there is a sense that violence is yet again beginning to spiral out of control. The sides are getting caught up in a cycle of violence. More worryingly, they are failing to seize the opportunity as existed since the Normandy 4 meeting in Berlin to end the violence. In one sense, we are seeing in Donbass a low-intensity conflict. Every death is tragic. The numbers currently are not that high by standards of all. The Donbass conflict, for some people, is no longer newsworthy. This is a view we should reject. While deaths and injuries are sporadic, the misery and human suffering in Donbass is unending. Every day I read SMM reports about hundreds of people waiting hour after hour at check to visit friends and family on the other side of the contact line. To actually see this strategy unfold in real time, in real with real people, as I have over the past few days, is even more interesting. Now on picture 1, this is the Luhanska Bridge, the only crossing point in the entire Luhansk region. And as soon as people cross this bridge, if you can call it a bridge, they must face this next picture. Many of those Cuban holds, these conditions are sometimes just too much for them.
Ми знову втратили зв'язок з паном Олександром, але знову спробуємо його відновити. Будь ласка, будьте з нами.
We learned of the tragic death of an old man who apparently died of a heart attack in the queue at Stanitsa Luhanska Bridge. In many instances, the delays are too long. Sometimes the checkpoints close unexpectedly early. This sometimes results in people staying overnight at the checkpoint. One woman told us how she had to wait at the Berezovy checkpoint on the main Donetsk-Mariupol highway. She had to wait for the checkpoint to open. The following morning. As she waited, she told us of hearing firing in the distance. Remember, these checkpoints are flashpoints and particularly dangerous. Just up the road of the so-called DPR checkpoint in Petska, 4 people, also waiting overnight, were killed in a shelling 4 weeks ago. It is for these people, they must try harder to bring this conflict. With that in mind, they went to the Joint Center for Control and Coordination in Solidar on Tuesday. There are some problems to be resolved. In particular, JCC needs to be empowered. It is essential that the various strands of the JCCC work strengthen. And also that the JCC jointly works with SMM. The SMM is an unarmed monitoring mission with the political backing of 57 sovereign states, including the Russian Federation and Ukraine. Its impartiality and its human and technological resources allow it to play a major role in contributing to peace and normalization. Working jointly with a reinvigorated JCCC, it is possible to put to an end to all the madness that has engulfed Donbass over 2 years. dear friends, I'm cutting my statement short. I would like also to inform you that earlier this afternoon, while on patrol in the area of Avdiivka and Yasinovata, an SMM patrol came under small arms fire. None of the patrol members were injured, and all the patrol is now back in safety. And as usual, at the end of my statement, I would like to inform you about the latest mission numbers. As of today, the mission has 702 monitors, of whom 589 are deployed in the east. In addition, there are 305 national staff working for the SMM. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Hook. We don't have any questions or clarifications. So at this point, the press conference is finished. Thank you for being with us and looking forward to hearing from you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much, and apologize again the bad connection and the delay in beginning this brief.
That is all right. Let's keep in touch. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Шановні колеги,